The 90s were a goldmine for memorable sitcoms. Many of them still remain relevant today due to their everlasting effect on everyone who watched them growing up. Here are our top 10 picks for the best sitcoms of the 90s.
Sucks!
You are a jerk!
What?
You're really disappointed now, aren't you?
I'm not disappointed, I'm scared.
What?
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and hit that bell icon so you never miss our countdowns. Number 10. Boy Meets World. Recently, we got a show called Girl Meets World, but before that, we had Boy Meets World, which takes place during the previous generation. In this show, we follow the life of Corey Matthews as well as his teacher George Feeney, best friend Sean Hunter, brother Eric, and love interest Topanga. It made sure to give us good genuine laughs and plenty of relatable moments that spoke to us on a heartfelt level.
You're not leaving your own wedding reception.
I'm sorry for any pain I've caused.
Topanga, what?
Number 9. Home Improvement. A more laid-back vibe, Home Improvement is based on the stand-up comedy of Tim Allen and made its debut on ABC in 1991 and was one of the highest-rated sitcoms for almost the entire decade.
You could?
Yeah, you've seen what I can do with my hands.
Yeah, but I don't want you to make the dummy explode.
It almost became number 1 in the ratings during the 1993-1994 season. The same year, Allen had the number 1 book, Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man, and film The Santa Claus. The calming vibe of the show really adds to the humor, since most jokes land in such an honest way that you can't help but enjoy every moment. Number 8. Family Matters. Everyone remembers the show for many reasons, but we all know we have Steve Urkel to thank for that. Having such an awkward and dorky character, something that's usually the opposite of what tends to be showcased as a lead role in any sitcom, really made the show stand out when compared to the rest. It's very charming seeing an underdog with such a strong personality go through daily conflicts or even making funny scenarios even funnier due to how unique his line delivery was, given his voice and body language. He's left such an impact in the TV industry that we still make references to him on a regular basis.
Steve. Steve who?
Number 7. Sister Sister. In this show, we follow a pair of twin sisters named Tia and Tamara through their day-to-day life. As generic as that may sound, the entire dynamic with them playing a similar role as well as having a similar appearance really helped emphasize how different they are as people, making each situation or interaction visually captivating, since each one of them can potentially contradict the other. But that's not to say they don't think as one at times. It really depends on how they're feeling, and that level of unpredictability gives the show its own sense of fresh air.
At some point of your life, you're gonna want a younger man.
Well, maybe you can introduce me to somebody.
Number 6. Seinfeld. We see this show in memes or GIFs constantly, and for good reason. Mainly its unique and lovable cast of characters. The way they interact with one another is always interesting to watch, and it always leaves us wanting more of it. Definitely one of the biggest additions of the decade, as well as one of the most memorable. Number 5. Everybody Loves Raymond. Maybe it's the title brainwashing us, but as the show stands, it holds true to its name. Raymond is definitely a fun and dynamic character, always having a low energy way of presenting himself, but has a humorous personality that says otherwise. It's hard not to laugh at most of what he says. His delivery makes him easily lovable, and it's easy to tell why. Raymond's dynamic with his wife Deborah is even more engaging, since one is very relaxed and patient while the other is direct and very impulsive. The two balance each other out beautifully and make a great pair.
You might want to back up.
Yeah, you might want to back up.
Number 4. Full House. Before reviving as Fuller House, Full House was the main show on the air that illustrated a perfect everyday family in San Francisco that couldn't be replicated by any other show. The characters remain one of the most beloved cast in any sitcom, and it's easy to see why. Everyone complements each other and interacts in such a natural and believable way that it felt like a real-life family living their day-to-day life right in front of us. It's no wonder the show is still a cult classic and continues to have reruns after its closure.
All I have here is some gum.
Thank you and good night.
Number 3. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The legendary story of Will Smith, an icon of the 90s, heck, an icon in every decade since. Seeing a young, inexperienced Will Smith coming from West Philadelphia and going straight to living it big was definitely something unlike anything else in its time. Just the way Will brings life into an otherwise boring setting really made each episode feel special and incredibly creative as a whole. It's no wonder it aired for 6 full seasons.
Surprise! You've heard of the Batmobile. Get a load of the Rapmobile!
Number 2. Friends. The life of a beautiful young adult living in New York in a nice apartment is enough to be entertaining on its own, but multiply that and you have what's considered one of the best sitcoms of all time. Friends is one of those shows that's nearly impossible to replicate, since the cast contributes so much to what makes it so engaging from the beginning. Every interaction between the cast members feels genuine, like they're actually close friends in real life, which adds a lot to the comedic aspect when executed. Flawlessly or not, it's a show that'll definitely live on for generations to come.
Look, Chandler, I told you, never tell anyone about this dog thing. It's like Ross not liking ice cream.
You don't like ice cream?
It's too cold!
Number 1. That 70s Show. Ironic how this one ended up being at the top of our list. That 70s Show is a show that ran during the 90s but was set in the 70s as the name implies. Everything from the way the characters dress, the presentation, the groovy colors, to the goofy haircuts. It really did a phenomenal job at taking us to that time period.
Look at him, he's undressing me with his eyes right now! You undress yourself, you son of a bitch!
Despite all that, all of the jokes and problems felt timeless, which can make anyone from any time period enjoy the show as if it were made for their current generation in mind. In that aspect, the entire premise of the show is pure genius. If it's meant to emulate a certain time period from the get-go, it'll never age badly, and it still holds up today. Did you enjoy our list? What 90s sitcom did you enjoy most? Let us know in the comments below, and subscribe to 90s Nostalgia to stay up to date with our countdowns. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.